Karate fists and samurai swords and fists of karate. Are they the same?
Welcome to Martial Arts and Life with United States Martial Art Hall of Fame member, nationally board-certified life coach, and multi-award-winning author Chris Wilder.
Today the topic is karate and fists. Karate fists and samurai swords and fists of karate. Are they the same? No, they're not. I mean, clearly one is metal, one is bone. A massive difference here. But sometimes, strategically, there isn't a difference. We're going to dive into Miyamoto Musashi. Now, Lawrence Kane and I have been working on a new book, and it's called The Musashi Field Manual, The Sword Saint's Secret for Winning the Tests of Life. I want to share a section with you because in doing the research on this, it changed the way that I have always seen a classic moment in Musashi's life. You're going to see it that way as well. Now, this is not a mutually exclusive type of thing. It's not a zero-sum version of this. It's not, oh, this is what it really is. This is an opportunity to delve into another layer of the moment, not necessarily an alternative viewpoint, because all of these viewpoints, as I'm going to present them, can all exist at the same time in the same place. And that is really cool. I'd like to read to you from this section of the Musashi Field Manual. It's based on the Dakodo, the 21 precepts that Musashi wrote down to guide his students, to give them some direction as he was taking leave of this life. I think he started writing it 2 years before he died. It's not very long. It's only 21 precepts, but it's part of his legacy. And in doing the work on this Musashi Field Manual, this being 20 plus some odd books, I don't know, 20, 22 or something in that order, you learn a lot when you write. You learn a lot about history, tactics, strategy. I'm not talking about the book of, here's my journey of karate. Well, that's just telling a story. That's a fireside chat, and it's fine, but that's what it is. It doesn't require any external effort. It's all internal. When Lawrence and I light out on these tasks, we find ourselves researching, learning, discovering truths, and discovering lies. And so what I'd like to do is read that section to you now. And this, in turn, will set up this discovery that we had, and I want to share with you. This comes from chapter 19 of Miyamoto Musashi's Dakodo. And the title of chapter 19 is Respect Buddha and the Gods Without Counting on Their Help. This is a powerful yet unsurprising statement coming from a strong, self-made personality like Musashi. In feudal Japan, the polytheistic Shinto religion was predominant. Shinto, which translates as the way of kami, generally sacred spirits or divine powers, came into use in order to distinguish indigenous Japanese beliefs from imported Buddhism. While Buddhism is about enlightenment, Shintoism is more about balancing a person's relationship with the spirit world. The kami were thought to be mercurial in demeanor, acting out if displeased and potentially even when appeased, which led to various shrines, ceremonies, and rituals designed to help humans get along better with the spirits. Musashi simplified his relationship with the divine, maintaining a respectful reverence, yet not counting on otherworldly help. He certainly did not dispute the existence of God or gods, yet did not expect anything from him or them or either. This perspective is pretty much in line with Western views of theology as well. For example, the phrase, God helps those who helps themselves, is one of the most quoted biblical phrases, but not actually found in the Bible. Attributed to Benjamin Franklin, it likely originated in ancient Greece. Whatever its origin, this phrase mirrors Musashi's thoughts. Roman Stoic philosopher Lucius Annaeus Seneca the Younger, to distinguish him from the older, expressed the same attitude when he wrote, "Luck is when preparation meets opportunity." This clearly is what Musashi is getting at. He was always training, always learning, ever prepared to use his unconventional strategy to prevail. A good example of this took place in the year 1612 when he fought a duel against Sasaki Kojiro. Musashi showed up 3 hours late carrying the wooden bokken that he had carved out of an oar rather than a steel katana. Since Musashi knew that Kojiro's sword was longer than normal, he made his wooden sword a bit longer, and that too giving him an advantage in reach. By arriving late, showing contempt for his opponent, and then doubling down by not even having the dignity to use a real sword for a life-or-death duel, he rattled his adversary. One might think that this would be enough to prevail, but Musashi was ready to up his advantage, given any additional opening. When Kojiro drew his sword, he threw his scabbard aside in disgust, and that is when preparation met opportunity. Musashi unnerved his adversary further by saying, "If you have no use for your scabbard, you're already dead." In this fashion, Musashi had won before the fight even began. No divine providence, no luck required. He set things up so that he had no option but to prevail in his fight with Kojiro, something he did not once, but more than 60 times in duels, and many, many more in skirmishes on the battlefield. Musashi's position was simple, but yours may be more complex when it comes to your religious or spiritual beliefs. He hedged his bets, being courteous when dealing with things divine, yet did not count on them for anything.